High in orbit, a small alien space station shook under the soundless pressure of distant explosions. The swarm had arrived again. Their black, insect-like ships filled the void of space. The Valari could do nothing. Their ships were weak. Their weapons were old. And their leaders were afraid. Inside the control room, panic spread. "Send the signal," cried the Valari officer. His 4 eyes were wide with fear. Another officer pushed a glowing crystal into a socket. Lights flashed. A soft hum filled the room. The universal SOS was sent. Across the galaxy, satellites, ships, and civilizations heard the message. Some ignored it. Some couldn't understand it. Others were too scared to help. But one world heard it and did not turn away. That world was Earth. In a massive command hall deep under Sol, Earth's leaders watched the message again. The hologram showed fire, death, and a voice begging for help. The alien voice was soft, musical, and full of pain. President Lee stood in silence. He looked at the people around him, generals, scientists, and pilots. "We are their last hope," he said. "If we don't go, they die." A tall man in a black uniform stepped forward. His name was Captain Jiho, commander of Earth's 3rd Space Fleet. "We go," Jiho said. "We are ready." In Earth's orbit, the fleet prepared. Hundreds of ships floated above the blue planet. They were not beautiful. They were strong, heavy, and deadly. Built for war. Built for survival. Earth was a death world. It was a place of storms, wild animals, and sharp mountains. A world that shaped strong life. Other species feared humans. They called them Deathworlders. Dangerous, wild, violent. But now, those same Deathworlders were bringing hope. Inside the main battlecruiser Tiger's Claw, Jiho checked the battle plan. Around him stood his team. Lieutenant Dae Hyan, the best pilot in the fleet, smiled as he looked at the map. "Long flight," he said, "but I like a challenge." Engineer Su Bin adjusted her glasses and spoke softly. "Valari ships are weak. We may need to help fix them too." Sergeant He-Won cracked her knuckles. She wore heavy armor and a quiet scowl. "As long as the enemy bleeds, I'm happy," Jiho nodded. "We are not going to conquer. We go to protect. But we will fight. If we must." The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. The ships turned toward the stars. 7, 6, 5. Engines hummed. Lights blinked. 4, 3, 2. "All ships," Jiho said. "Engage. 1." The fleet jumped. The stars stretched into long lines. Time bent. Space twisted. Then. Suddenly, they arrived. The Valari system was dark. Fires burned on planets below. Giant pieces of broken ships floated around. A voice crackled through the comms. "This is Valari Station Alpha 7. Please respond." "Please, static. This is Captain Jiho of the Earth Fleet," he answered. "We received your SOS. We are here to help." There was silence for a moment. Then came the reply. We thought no one would come." The Earth Fleet moved in. Tiger's Claw docked at the broken station. Jiho and a small team entered. The Valari were small, with thin arms and pale skin. Their large eyes showed shock and fear when they saw the humans. "You're from the Death World?" one asked. "Yes," said Jiho. "But today, we are your friends." The Valari leader, a scientist named Eri, bowed low. "Please, help. US, the swarm is everywhere. They eat everything. We have no more soldiers. No more time." Jiho looked at his team. "We'll help you stand," he said. "And together we'll fight back." Later that day, Jiho held a meeting with Eri and his own officers. "The swarm moves fast," Eri said, showing a map. "They destroy planets. Take materials, then move on. We don't know what they are. Machines? Insects? Both? They don't talk?" asked Su Bin. "No," Eri replied. "They just kill." Dae Hyan leaned forward. "Where are they now?" Eri pointed to a red planet, near the edge of the system. There, that colony's under attack, Jiho stood. Then that's where we go. The Earth fleet turned toward the red planet. They would arrive in 6 hours. Inside the ship, the humans prepared. Weapons were checked. Armor was cleaned. Engines were tuned. But more than that, they remembered why they came. Not for glory, not for conquest, but because someone cried for help. And Earth answered. Jiho stood alone in the observation deck, looking at the stars. Let them call us Deathworlders. He whispered, but today, we will be something greater. From orbit, the human fleet could see it clearly. Fires lit the surface. Swarm ships moved in black clouds, spinning around the planet like hungry insects. Inside the tiger's claw, alarms beeped softly. Captain Jiho stood with his officers. In the command center, the screen showed the battle on the surface. They are everywhere, Jiho said. Too many for the Valari, Subin added. Their weapons won't hold. Then we go now, He-One said. Her voice was hard, like steel. Let's show them what Deathworlders can do. Jiho gave the order. All units, prepare for combat. This is not a drill. Earth's warships moved forward like sharks, smooth, silent, deadly. The first wave of human fighters shot ahead. Daehyun was in the lead. He flew fast like lightning in the dark. His ship, the Falcon 1, cut through space like a blade. Stay tight, he said. To the other pilots, we strike fast, we strike hard. The enemy came quickly. Swarm ships were ugly, alive-looking, and moved like insects. Their wings buzzed with strange energy. They swarmed toward the human ships. Here they come, Daehyun said. The sky lit up. Lasers, missiles, explosions. Human ships fired with perfect aim. Swarm ships fell like ash from the sky. Still, more came. But the Deathworlders did not fear. On the ground, things were worse. Valari soldiers were few. They ran, they screamed. Their weapons were weak. Civilians hid in shelters, hoping not to be found. Then, a loud sound shook the air. Engines. Big ones. Human dropships landed like hammers. Sergeant A1 led the charge. She and her unit were heavy armor and carried large rifles. Their boots crushed the dust as they ran. Push forward. A1 shouted. Swarm creatures rushed to meet them. Their claws were sharp. Their teeth dripped with acid. They hissed and screamed. A1 fired first. One beast exploded into green mist. Her team followed. The humans moved with power and training. Every shot hit. Every movement was sharp. The swarm screamed in pain. For the first time, they were pushed back. At the same time, Subin worked inside the Valari base on the surface. The power was low. Systems were broken. She sat beside a Valari tech named Liro. He watched her with wide eyes. Can you fix it? He asked. Subin smiled softly. Watch me. Her fingers moved quickly over wires and panels. Sparks flew, screens blinked. She connected Earth systems with Valari tech. Slowly, lights returned. You mixed your machines with ours? Liro said in shock. Subin nodded. That's what humans do. We adapt. In orbit, Jiho directed the battle. We're holding them, his officer said. But the swarm is sending more. Jiho looked at the screen. Then we give them a reason to stop. He ordered the heavy cannons to fire. From the tiger's claw, massive beams of light shot out. They tore through space, hitting the swarm mothership. The alien ship cracked. Swarm creatures screamed in pain, even in space. Their connection was strange, more like a hive than a fleet. When one hurt, the others felt it. The tide was turning. Back on the ground, A1 reached the main swarm hive. It was a tall black spire made from bone and metal. This is it, she said. Her team placed bombs at the base. The swarm came rushing out, hundreds of them. We hold. A1 yelled. Her rifle roared. She didn't move back. She moved forward. Her soldiers followed, fearless. Then boom! The bombs exploded. The hive shook. The top cracked and fell. Silence followed. No more swarm. Only smoke and dust. Hours later, the battlefield was quiet. The humans helped Velari civilians out of shelters. They gave food, medical kits, kind words. Dahan landed his ship near a ruined hospital. He jumped out and helped carry wounded Velari. "You came to save us," one small child said. Dahan smiled. "That's what we do." Suben fixed their power grid. Haywan set up defense walls. Jiho sent messages back to Earth. Mission successful. Velari 3 is safe. But the war is not over. In the Velari Council chamber, the leaders spoke to Jiho. "You are not what we expected," said Elder Voro. Jiho raised an eyebrow. "What did you expect?" "Monsters," Voro said softly. "You come from a death world. We thought you would be cruel." Jiho looked around the room. "Earth is cruel, but so is life. We learn to survive. And when others suffer, we remember that pain. That's why we came. You saved our world," Voro said. "How can we thank you?" "Help us fight," Jiho said. This was only the beginning. Later, as the humans returned to their ships, Jiho stood alone, watching the stars. Thought of Earth, of his family, of the many other worlds still in danger. One battle was over, but the war had just begun. He turned to his crew and said, "Let's go. We have more to protect." And so, the Deathworlders went deeper into the stars, not as monsters, but as heroes. After saving Velari 3, the humans moved quickly. Captain Jiho and his fleet went deeper into Velari space. Each day, they helped more planets. Each day, they fought more swarm. But the enemy was changing. The swarm had learned. Their ships became faster. Their attacks became smarter. And now, they were gathering near the Velari homeworld Velari Prime. A final attack was coming. Inside the command ship Tiger's Claw, Jiho stood with his officers. "This is it," he said. "If we lose Velari Prime, the Union falls. And the swarm wins. We won't let that happen," Hawan said. She checked her weapons and armor. "We have new data," Subin said. "I scanned one of their motherships. There's a signal. A command node. I think there's a leader. Swarm Queen. If we take her out," Dahayan said, "maybe the others fall too." Jiho nodded. "Then we go for the head." The fleet reached Velari Prime. What they saw was worse than anything before. The planet was almost surrounded. Giant swarm ships, shaped like living beasts, floated in space. Thousands of smaller fighters filled the sky. At the center was something. Huge, dark, twisted, and alive. "The Queen's ship," Subin said quietly. "It's like a city." Jiho whispered. The humans did not wait. "All ships," Jiho said. "Attack formation. Today, we end this." The battle began. Space became fire and light. Earthships flew in waves. Fighters danced between swarm ships. Lasers cut through black hulls. Missiles exploded in clouds of gas and fire. Dahayan flew fast, too fast for the swarm to follow. He moved through enemy lines, dodging blasts. "I see a path," he shouted. "Follow me." But just as he spoke, 3 enemy ships locked onto him. "Too many," he said. Without fear. Dahayan flew straight at them. At the last second, he shot his ship's engines full power right into one of the enemy ships. The explosion lit up the sky. "Dahayan!" Subin cried. The radio went silent, but the path to the Queen's ship was clear. On the ground, Hei-1 led her team toward the swarm spire. The Queen's ship had sent tendrils into the ground. "Black tunnels full of monsters. We go in," Hei-1 said. "No turning back." They moved through the tunnels, fighting every step. Swarm beasts came from the walls and floors. Teeth, claws, acid, but the Deathworlders kept moving. One soldier was grabbed. another was burned. Still, HFY pushed forward. Then they reached the chamber. At the center stood the queen. She was tall, twice the size of a man. Her body was part machine, part flesh. Her eyes glowed red. Her voice was a hiss that echoed in their minds. "You are small," she said. "Weak. I will eat your world." HFY raised her rifle. "Try it." The fight was brutal. The queen moved fast. Her claws slashed. Her mind screamed. Some humans fell, but HFY did not stop. She grabbed a fallen weapon, one of the swarm's own. A sharp spear made of bone. She ran at the queen. The creature struck her side. Blood spilled. Still, HFY jumped and drove the spear deep into the queen's chest. The queen let out a scream, a sound that made the walls shake. Then silence. The swarm began to fall. In the sky, their ships lost control. They crashed into each other. Many exploded. Some simply shut down. Bin smiled through tears. She did it. Back in orbit, Jiho gave the order. "All units, clear the area. We've won." On the ground, Valari soldiers and humans stood side by side. Together, they watched the last of the swarm ships burn. Paramedics carried HFY to safety. She was alive but badly hurt. "You did it," Subin said softly. HFY smiled. "We did it." A few days later, in the Valari capital, a ceremony was held. G-Ho and his team stood before the Valari council. "You saved us," Elder Voro said. "You saved many." "We came because you asked for help," Jiho said. "And because it was right." "You are not just Deathworlders," Voro said. "You are protectors, warriors, friends." The Valari gave Earth their highest honor, a golden crest of unity. "We will never forget," Voro said. Back aboard Tiger's Claw, the crew rested. Dhyon's name was placed on a wall of heroes. His ship's broken wing was kept in the hangar, painted in silver. HFY was healing. Subin worked on rebuilding systems with the Valari. Jiho looked out the window, as he often did, at the stars. He spoke quietly. "They called us Deathworlders. And maybe we are. But today," he said, "we were something more." Ending line. "They called us Deathworlders. But today, we were their saviors."